Good morning, students. And the next concept in this third module is dynamic hazard. Already we have seen static 0 hazard and static 1 hazard. Okay, and then we have to see the dynamic hazard now. And this dynamic hazard exists if there is a term of form xx dash alpha and two conditions are satisfied, that there are adjacent input combination on the Karnaugh maps differing in the value of x with alpha is equal to 1. Okay, and also it shows that this differing the alpha value and x value has to differ, the first concept. And the second is see here, these inputs of the combination changes in x propagates over at least 3 paths through the circuit. Okay, and this dynamic hazard and static 1 hazard, we already seen that there is adjacent one should be what exactly, it should be grouped. So if it is that case, means what exactly static 1 hazard exists. Okay, if it is adjacent zeros are grouped, means what exactly it is static 0 what exactly exists. So but here in dynamic hazard, so if the dynamic hazard has to exist, means these two conditions has to be satisfied. The first thing is there are adjacent input combinations, either it may be a 0 or 1. See here, on the Karnaugh map differing the value of x, means with the help of with the alpha is equal to 1 with opposite function values. And for these input combinations, the change in x propagates over at least 3 paths through the circuit. See here, a dash c dash d and b c dash d and b c dash d and a c dash d, right? And if I take this as see here, c c dash and a c dash and b c dash and a dash c dash d, but here a dash d d dash and a b d d dash. Okay, what exactly this will be repeating, right? So for that repeated things are not, we have to neglect. So the circuit does not contain any static 1 hazards, because each pair of adjacent ones are covered by one of the product terms. Means here it is, see here, these adjacent ones are covered, right? So these adjacent ones are grouped. Again here these adjacent ones are grouped and these adjacent ones are grouped. For that reason here all adjacent ones has to pair with another one. Okay, for that reason here there is no existence of static 1 hazard. That is that it means that of the dynamic hazard is it consisting of both static 1 as well as static 0. Okay, potentially the term c c dash and b d d dash may cause either static 0 or dynamic hazard, because what because both first for c changing, because c to c dash, right? And second for b d d dash means it is changing, right, from d to d dash, like that it will be. It means that we have to remember one thing, that in dynamic hazard, so you have to first consider what is static 1 and what is static 0 hazard. Static 1 means if is there any two adjacent ones, means those I could not able to group those ones, there static 1 hazard exists, right? To eliminate that, we need to make a group of the adjacent ones, like that. Static 0 means adjacent zeros we are not grouping there, that it means that static 0 hazard exists, right? So to eliminate that, we need to group that. Like that in dynamic hazard, if adjacent ones are present also, we can't able to what exactly, so we have to group this. If it is adjacent ones are, I need to group. If adjacent zeros are present in the Karnaugh map, I need to group those two. Anywhere in the Karnaugh map, the particular adjacent side, if it is 0, the particular adjacent 0 has to be grouped, and if it is 1, with another one adjacent one should be grouped. So if it is this case, means this will be the what exactly dynamic hazard. But only you have to remember the things points in this dynamic hazard is there are adjacent input combination on the Karnaugh map differing in the value of x with alpha is equal to 1, and also these input combination changes in x propagates over at least 3 parts of the circuit. Okay, this is what exactly were dynamic. Just you have to remember these things. And next topic is simulation and testing of logic circuit. Means what exactly, so you have logic circuit. Okay, so we have to give some inputs for that. Logic circuit means it is a combination of AND gate, OR gate, NOR, whatever it may be, right? So whether that logic circuit is correct or not, we have to test that. So for that reason there are some process or procedures are there, or simple simulators are there. So just we have to see that simulation is done for the following reasons. For what we have to do the simulation is verification that design is logically correct or not. So whatever we have made a design, that is logically correct or not, just to verify that we are doing simulation. The second point is verification that the timing of the logic signals is correct or not. So whatever the signals we are using, logical signals, the timing of the logical signals, whether they are correct or not, so we need to verify. So for that reason, verification purpose, we are doing simulation. That is the second point. And the third point for why we are doing simulation is simulation for the faulty components in the circuit as an aid of finding test for the circuit. So is there any fault components which is there in the logic circuit? Just we have to identify that. So for that reason, we need to do the simulation. These three are the reasons why we are doing for the simulation. Okay. Next, what is the simple simulator for the combination logic circuit? As follows. The circuit inputs are applied to the first set of the gates in the circuit, right? And the output of those gates are calculated. Means if I am using an AND gate, means so what I will do, so I will give the input, right, for these two, A and B. So some 1 0 0 0 0 1 like that, the combination of the inputs I need to give. So the corresponding output for that combination I need to check at the output side, right? So this is, in this way I need to test the logic circuit, right? So it is a simple AND gate. So like that, it will be a complicated circuits will be there. We have to test whether whatever we are applying the inputs and whatever the outputs, and whether the loss circuits will be correct or not. For that reason, we have to second, the output of the gates which is changed in the previous steps are fed into the next level of the gate. If the input of the any gate has changed, the output of the gate is calculated. Means, so if it is internally connected AND gate and OR gate, so once it is if I am providing an input to 1 1 for the AND gate, the output is 1, right? So if it is again the output of the AND gate, if I am connecting to the any of the OR gate or any of the AND gate, means just I need to check the inputs are same or not. So here if I change the input from 1 to 1 to 1 to 0, means what exactly? The output will be changed, So for that reason, we have to take care of that. So corresponding whatever the inputs we are providing and what is the output we are obtaining, and that output if you wanted to connect to another gate in that particular circuit, means we have to check that. That is what exactly the meaning of that. And step 2 is repeated until more changes of the gate input occurs. The circuit is then steady state condition and the output may be read. Means if you change, for example, if it is an AND gate, right? So here there is an OR gate. Okay. So I am providing an input A and B for this, right? So output is what somewhat it is. If it is I am using 1 1, means what exactly your output should be 1. So the same thing what I am going to use this output for this input of the OR gate, means it is correct. Again here one of the input should be a 1 or 0, whatever it may be. But if is there any change in the input occurs, means if it is instead of 1 1, if it is 1 0, means what exactly the output will be changed. In the meanwhile, the input of the OR gate is also changes. Like that, before changing any before connecting the output of the one gate to another gate, just check the input. If it changes, the input changes, means the output also changes. That's why first we need to check the input. Means step 2 is repeated until no more changes with the gate input occurs. If you do changes in the gate input, means you have to particularly the corresponding output will be obtained at the output side. That will have to take care of that. Okay. Step 1 and through 3 are repeated every time in the circuit input changes. Okay. In this way, these are the what exactly the simple simulator for the combination logic works as follows. Next concept is 4 valued logic simulators. Okay. So see here, in this case I am using a simulation screen showing switches in the first diagram, and here is simulation screen with the missing gate input. Okay. So 2 logic values 0 1 are not sufficient for the simulating logic circuit, at times the value of the gate input or output may be unknown. So see here directly to this figure. Here switches, I'm showing the simulation screen showing switches, right? These are the switches. Input AND gate, input of the AND gate, it is not directly I'm giving 1 0 0 1 1 1 combination. I am connecting this inputs of the AND gate to the switches with a value 0 or 1. First, what exactly I am taking the input of the AND gate from the switch as 1, and here it is 0, like that. So if it is 1 0 of the AND gate input means obviously it is 0, right? Output of the AND gate. So that I am connecting into the one of the input of the OR gate, like that. So here I am using simulation screen of this particular circuit with the switches. Okay, either switch means what? Either it selects 1 or it selects 0. It means that. Okay. And here in this case, simulation screen with missing gate input means directly I'm what exactly I'm giving the inputs, but at the second, see this AND gate, anyhow the inputs of these two are 1 and 0. Obviously the output of that corresponding input should be 0, and that output of the AND gate again I'm connecting to the OR gate. So whatever this process will be continuing, but here in the second AND gate, okay, first time one of the input should be 1, but another input is what? It is missing gate input. So the input I don't know that. What is the input of that? I don't know. It might be a 1 or it might be a 0, right? So in that case, so what exactly? The gate output should be also unknown. No, we don't know that what is Z. Means I don't know the value of output also. If it is 1 1, then the output should be 1. If it is 0 1 means it is 0, output of AND gate, like that. If the simulation screen with a missing gate input means, for example, if it is a 1, one of the input of the AND gate is 1 and another is Z. Z means it might be a 0 or it might be a 1. So if it is 1 0, the different input. If it is a 1 1, different output. For that reason, gate output I need to consider it as an unknown case. Okay. So in this case, see here, this truth table for AND gate and OR gate has been given for the 4 what exactly 4 value logic simulator, right? So here see here, if your 0 0 means what exactly? For inputs are both are 0 0 for AND gate means what exactly? It is 0. So anyhow you know the truth table of AND gate, right? 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. If both the inputs are 1 means output should be 1. In the rest case it is 0, right? So apply this concept here also. But in this case, what is the situation is, if both are 0 means 0, right? AND gate. So 1 1 means it is 1. If 0 1 means 0. 0 into X means what? X means we don't know the input. It might be a case of 1 or 0, whatever it may be. So in that cases, you should write the output as X, what exactly? Unknown value. You have to write in that fashion only. Okay. So in this way, I have to write the truth table for this 4 value logic simulation. Okay. For AND gate is if for the one of the same thing what I told, no. So the same thing he has written here for AND gate. If the one of the input is 0, the output is 0, like that. Okay. So for OR gate, same thing. OR gate logic truth table, same way. If the input should be 1 should be Z and 1 should be 1 means we don't know one of the input of the OR gate. For that reason, we don't know the output also, because input is it might be 1 sometimes, it might be 0 sometimes. For that reason, output is unknown. So for that reason, you have to write it on the truth table as X, because X represents it is unknown value, because we don't know the value of the output of the OR gate. Okay. In this way, you have to write. So for if the circuit output is wrong for some set of input values, this may be due to several possible causes. So what are those reasons are this thing. First, incorrect design. So before designing, so we have made some mistakes. For that reason, that is what exactly the incorrect design. First step. The second, gates connected wrong. So while designing, we are using several gates, no. So maybe the gate connected wrong, and wrong input signal to the circuit. So the input we are providing to the circuit might be wrong. If the circuit is built in a lab, or other possible causes includes the defective gates and defective connecting wires also. Those are all the what exactly the several possible causes. Okay. So we have to see the one example. See this example. F function of AB C bar D plus C D bar plus, this is what we have to realize the circuit shown below, right? So first we have to write the logic circuit for this particular expression. So here how many inputs are there? 4 inputs, A, B, C, D. So 4 input means I need what exactly, 1 C bar D, one AND gate is required for these two, and CD bar, one more AND gate is required. Okay, and after that output of this is 0 0. So somehow you have to write. So or else what we will do now, first you have to write the logic circuit for the expression, but the output should be, you have to you might write wrong also, but we have to test this circuit, no? For that reason, for example, I am randomly have written these values 0 0 1 1 here. It is not exact values, so I need to test this circuit, no? So first we have to check this. When the student builds the circuit in the lab, if he finds that when A, B, C, D is equal to 1, okay, A and B, C, D value are 1, the output F has the wrong value. Output whatever he has obtained in the lab, no, if the inputs A, B, C, D are 1 means it should be wrong value. It has to be 0, but he got 1 there. So we have to test this whether it is a 1 or 0, no? For that reason, how to check this circuit means, the gate outputs are shown in the above figure. The reason for the incorrect value determined as follows. See here, first the output of the gate 7F is wrong. So here whatever the output of the OR gate is, no, here it is 1. It is wrong. Because why it is wrong? Output is with the input of the gate 7, that is 1 plus 0 means it is 1. If it is OR gate means it should be 1. Therefore one of the input to gate 7 must be wrong, because whatever we are providing for this OR gate input, no, 1 and 0, it might be correct, no? If inputs of the OR gate are 1 and 0 means it always the output should be 1. So output is here, it is correct, but where is the wrong means one of the inputs we are providing may be wrong, right? So we have to take the interlink of that. So this is the first step. Second step is, in order for the gate 7 the correct output F is equal to 0, I need F as 0, no? For that reason both the input must be 0, no? So if I wanted, here it is 1, so for that reason here the inputs are 1 and 0. If I wanted 0 here, so both the inputs should be 0, right? So for the 7th gate, here it should be 0 and here it should be 0, then only I need to get F as 0. Okay, so for that case means the output gate 5 should be wrong, because output gate 6 should be 0. There is no problem with this 6th gate, but 5th gate output should be 1 means instead of 1 I need to get 0 here. For that reason this might be wrong. In this way I have to check the circuit. So if it is 0 means just we have to check each gate in the circuit. First you have to check the OR gate. Okay, if so anyhow you know the output 0, no? If the output 0 you have to obtain means OR gate, obviously both the input should be 0, then only you will get 0, like that. Okay, this step is clear. Okay, once this is finished, come to the next gate. Okay, next gate is what, 5 and 6. Okay, if the input of both are 0 only, then F is 0 means here which one is wrong? So 5th gate, right? So 5th is because it is 1, so I need to get 0, no? For that reason this might be in a defective, so this will be correct, 6 will be correct and 5th should be wrong. So like that we have to, each gate we have to test and we have to solve. Okay, like that we have to do. Okay, so now it is gate 5 is wrong, right? So however the output of the gate 5 is consistent with the inputs because of all 3 ones, because AND gate is always, if the 2 input logics should be 1 means then the output should be 1. If it is 3 input AND gate means all the 3 inputs A, B, C should be 1 means then the output should be 1. So if this is 1 means all the 3 inputs 1 might be. Okay, so I need to get this as 0, no? For that reason one of the inputs for the gate 5 we are giving is wrong, that should be correct. Okay, so either next step we have to check, either the output of the gate 3 is wrong or the A or B input here to gate 5 are wrong. Two possible cases, no? If this is not 1 means here it is 0 means, so in this case either output of the 3 should be wrong or these two inputs of the are wrong. Okay, next, the output of the gate 3 is not consistent with output of the gate 1 and 2 because 0 0 should be what? 1. So it is not the case. So therefore either one of the inputs of the gate 3 is connected wrong or gate 3 is defective. Gate 3 is defective because both are 0 means here it should not be 1, right? OR gate, always it should be 0. So for that reason gate 3 is connected, either one of the inputs to the gate 3 is connected wrong or else gate 3 is defective. So or one of the input connections to the gate 3 is defective. Okay, in this way you have to test the circuit. Okay, so just simulate and testing the circuit in this way. So if the question has been given with the expression means first you have to write the logic diagram. Okay, once if you are written means just write the random values for the each circuit. Okay, so but let us assume that if it is 1 in the at the output side means so what happens if it is 0? So like that take one by one from the output side to the input side and test and write the reason for that. Just it is the similar way. Okay, so these problems for writing the timing diagram I will explain at the last. I will take first finish of these modules. After the 5th module or 4th module I will tell this how to write the expressions, how to write the timing diagrams for these problems. Okay, so next concept we have to for the multiplexers. Okay, multiplexer, what is the multiplexer? Multiplexers are the data selectors. It is abbreviated as a MUX. Has a group of data inputs and a group of control inputs. These two are inputs, data inputs. This A is there, no? This is what exactly were control input. Okay, the control inputs are used to select one of the data inputs. Most these control inputs will select the one of the data inputs. So main thing is these control inputs will select the data input. Okay, so the output I'm following shows the 2:1 multiplexers. See here, this is 2:1 multiplexers, means 2 data inputs, 1 control input. It means that 2 data inputs, 1 control input, 1 output. Okay, see here in this diagram, when the control input A is 0, if A is 0, it will select the upper path, means AI dash, it will select the data input as I0. Okay, so if A is equal to 1 means it will select the downward direction, then AI1. This is a simple thing. Okay, for the expression for this A dash I0 plus AI1. Okay, following figure shows the 4:1, 8:1 multiplexers and 2 power n to 1 multiplexers. So this is simple. 2 to 1 means 2 data inputs, 1 control input. Okay, here 4 to 1 multiplexers means 4 data inputs, 2 control inputs. Now you got the idea. So these 2 control inputs will select these data inputs. Is it clear? For 8:1 multiplexers, what will happen? These three here ABC 8:1 multiplexers. Here only ABC 8:3 multiplexers, 4:1, 8:2, but here okay, input has 0 0, all the 3 0 0 and 0 1 like that. Okay, means these 2 control inputs acts as 1 control input and these 3 control inputs acts as 1 control input. Okay, so these are the 8 data inputs and these 3 single control input ABC, means control, for example 0 0 0, it is a 1 control input, 0 0 1 like that. Okay, this is all the 3 ABC will combined as a 1 control input. For that reason it is 8:1 mux. Here 4:1 mux means 4 data input and this is A and B are considered as 1 control input, like that. If it is 2 power n to 1 means 2 power n data line and n control inputs. And here coming for the expression for this 4:1 multiplexers. So two data control inputs are there, and the data input. So when see here in this diagram, I already told no this if it is 2:1, if a is 0 means it will select the upper path, and if it is a is equal to 1 means it will select this lower path, means a dash I naught when a has 0, if a I1 means when a has 1. Is it clear? So see here for 4:1 multiplexers, 4 data inputs, 2 control inputs. So see here, if for this circuit truth table 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1, if I wanted to select the data input I naught means both the control input should be a dash b dash, means 0 0, a dash b dash I naught, a dash, this is a and this is b, a dash b dash I naught, plus here if I am selecting the data input as I1 means a dash b into I1, like that. So if I wanted to select data input I2 means it is third input, that is 1 0, so a b bar into I2 The last one is both are 1 means AB into I3, like that. You have to write the truth table for that, or the expression. How to write the expression means, if I am selecting I naught means both are 0 0, a dash b dash. If I am selecting the I1 means this is 0 and this is 1, this is 0 and 1. So if I am selecting I2 means this is 1 and this is 0. So if I am selecting I3 means both are 1. In this case I have to select. Now you are clear with this multiplexers 4:1. So write the how to write the logic diagram using see here. So once you know the expression, just you have to write the D0, D1, D2, D3 are the data inputs. A and B, how to write the one, the inverter means A bar B bar. This is A bar B bar. Just you have to write. So this is what exactly your output circuit. If it is 0 0, D0, first data you have to select. If it is 0 1 means D1. If it is 1 0 means D2. If it is 1 1, D3. How we will get D0? So this expression, put A 0 and B 0, will get D0. If you are A 0 B 1 means you will get D1, like that. If you put A as 1 and B as 0, you will get D2, like that you have to obtain. Is this clear? So next is same thing. This is what exactly. So this is about 8:1 multiplexers. I already told no how exactly 8:1 work, means the 8 data inputs. These are the control inputs. Okay. So if all the 3 inputs are 0, A, B, C control inputs are 0 means it will select I naught. If it is the case, it will select I naught. If it is 0 0 1, it will select I1. If it is 0 1 0, it will select I2, like that. So A dash B dash C dash I naught, A dash B dash C I1. So like that you have to write the expression for this particular 8:1 multiplexers. Okay, is this clear? Next concept. So how to write the logic diagram for 8:1 multiplexers means, anyhow we know the expression, logical expression A dash B dash I naught. So 4 input AND gate. So if you wanted the one combination plus sign is there no for all, so we have to add one OR gate, so it will give the output of that particular. Is it clear? Next. Wait a minute. So once we know the what is the 8:1 mux and what is 4:1 mux and what is 2:1 mux and 2 power n minus 1. So in general in equation we have to write the multiplexers as z is equal to summation of k from 0 to 2 power n minus 1 mk and ik. This is the what exactly general equation for the multiplexers, where mk is a min term of n control variable and ik is the corresponding data input. Is it clear? So this is what exactly general equation for the multiplexers. Okay, multiplexers are frequently used in digital system design to select the data inputs which is processed or stored. Okay, so the following figure, so see here the next concept. This figure is there, no? So here it is a I'm using 4 2:1 mux. So why I am using the so what exactly the output of this particular mux is? So I'm using quadruple 2:1 mux, means 4 2:1 mux I am using. It is used to select one of 4-bit data word. See here, simply I wanted to tell that this is the 4-bit data inputs, and this is what exactly if the control input, this is what exactly the control input A, and the Z is an output, and these two are the input. Okay, if control input A is 0 means the value of this x, this x0, x1, x2, x3 is there, no? It will appear at the z0, z1, z2, z3, the output at this particular places. If control input A as 1 means the value of this y0, y1, y2, y3 will appear at the output side. This is what exactly the difference of 2:1 mux. Now it is clear why I am using this quadruple 2:1 mux, only because of if I am using 2:1 mux, in that 2 inputs x0, y0, and a0 is what control inputs and z is an outputs. Okay, if the control input is 0 means x0, x1, x2, x3 will be what exactly will be present at this, appear at this particular places, z0, z1, z2, z3. If I change the control input A as 1 means it will what exactly, it will appear at the output side. That is the only difference. Okay, next, multiplexer logic. Okay, so a digital design usually begins with a truth table. Okay, the problem is to come up with a logic circuit that has some same truth table. So we have two standard methods of implementing a truth table, the SOP and POS solution. The third method is a multiplexer solution. Means we already know that in designing technique, so first we have to use the Karnaugh maps, Quinn-McCluskey method and all. So there we have to obtain the expressions, right? SOP and POS expression. So the third method, now we have to design the digital circuit is multiplexer solutions. Okay, so see here one example. Implement y is a function of a comma b comma c comma d, right? Has given the min terms using 16:1 multiplexers using IC 74150 and 8:1 multiplexers. So this what exactly I will tell while doing lab experiments. I see why it is 74150. So these what exactly IC means, it will be there, that particular IC number is there for each different ICs and all. So here for this 16:1 multiplexers we are using 74150. Okay, so how the pin configuration of that particular 74150 looks like this. See here, so this is what exactly our 74150 IC pin configuration looks like. Okay, if I wanted to write the truth table for this particular means, say here 4 input, no, for we have to write the input from 0002, start writing from 002 till 11. Okay, so see here in the min term 0, wherever 0 2 3 4 5 8 9 10 11 12 13 15 is there, no, we have to write it 1, the remaining else we have to write it 0. So see here 1 0 d bar. Okay, here 1 1, so I need to get as 1, like that, 0 0 0 1 1 1, so 1 0 1 it should be d. because 10 D bar, so it is D. So just you have to write this in whatever the data inputs is there, no, you have to just show it in your 74150 IC. Here it will be the data inputs 11, 13, 14, 15th pin of this 74150 will be connected to your data inputs A, B, C, D. Sorry, control inputs, not data inputs. These are the data inputs from D0 to D15, and the corresponding pins of the data inputs are these things. Okay, so you have to check where I need to connect. If it is 1 means it is voltage plus 5 volts. If it is 0 means you have to connect it to ground. Okay, so see here in this case 1 means it is 0, 1, 2, 3. Third means was it is D3, right? So D3 of the pin configuration 5, that will be what exactly? D3 0, 1, 2, 3. It is 1. So it is connected to the ground here. D0 is this one, D bar. Okay, it is 1, 0 to 7, 7. Okay, so like that you have to first check the if it is 1 means output is 1 means just you have to take that pin of that particular pin will be connected to the plus 5 volts. If that it is 0 means what I can see here, only this case I am telling, this case this is 5 volts plus 5 volts because 0, 1, 2, 3. So see here these are the data inputs, right? Because these are the data inputs of your 74150 IC. These are the control inputs of the 74150 IC. Okay, these are all, these are fixed. We can't able to change the pin configuration of these particular ICs. These numbers are fixed. We can't able to change 11 to 12, 13 to 11 like that. So these are the fixed. We have to connect the same. Okay, see here in this truth table, particularly what 0, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3 will be connected to 1. Okay, data input connected to 1 means I need to connect these two data input should be plus 5 volts. Okay, if it is 0 means I need to connect it to ground. In this way you have to use the whatever the truth table in your IC. Okay, and this 12 will be 9 will be 9 and strobe, and 12 will be always ground, and 10 should be your output. If you are using 74150 means the 10th pin should be your output, and 24th pin of the 74150 always should be a VCC. Okay, and A, B, C, D control inputs always you have to give it to pin of 11, 13, 14, 15. This could not be changed. Okay, this must be what exactly these input pins are fixed. This pin configuration is fixed, it can't be changed. Okay, coming to the next, see here for 8:1 multiplexers, if it is a 3 input 0, 0 to 1, 1, right? So 1, 1 like that you have to ABCR what exactly? If it is 0 to 7 data inputs, right? So just write 0 to 7 data inputs. So 3 are the control inputs, right? So wherever 1 is there, no? So for 0, 1, 2, 3 till 7. Okay, so 1, 2 will be what exactly 1. So for that reason I am connecting to plus 5 volts. So 4, 5 also it is 1. 4, 5, 6 also 1. 4, 5, 6 ones. For that reason I am connecting to the plus 5 volts. It means that it is 1. If it is ground means it is 0. So wherever we have obtained 0, no, so just you have to take that to connect it to ground. Okay, so in this way you have to connect the using ICs and all. So the next concept is, next problem what is telling that, so design 32 to 1 multiplexer using 16 to 1 multiplexers and 1 to 1 multiplexers, right? So circuit diagram is shown in the following figure to 32 1 multiplexers, which required how many 5 log 32 select lines, means 5 select lines, right? So lower 4 select lines are choose 16 to 1 multiplexers. So the 2 to 1 multiplexer choose one of the 2 of the 16:1 multiplexer. Depending on the 5th select line, So see here, D0 to 15 ones, because if I'm using 32 to 1 multiplexers, means I need two 16:1 multiplexers. Okay, so two 16:1 multiplexers I need. One is the data inputs are D0 to D15, and one of the 16:1 multiplexers are D16 to D31. Then only it will be 32, right? For that reason I am using two 16:1 multiplexers, right? So for these 16:1 multiplexers, four control inputs are required. For these 16:1 multiplexers, four control inputs are required, and here this 16:1 multiplexers, four control inputs are required. So the output of these two multiplexers, I am giving it to 2:1 multiplexers, right? So the 2:1 multiplexers, again it requires one control input, right? So how many control inputs, how many select lines are required here? Five select lines. So for that reason here they have written 5 log of 32. Why I have written the 5 log of 32 means one 16:1 multiplexers requires 4 control inputs, and one more 16:1 multiplexers require 4 control input. Total how many? For after combining these two, it will require only 4 select lines. Okay, lower 4 select lines, upper 4 select lines. So this 2:1 multiplexers requires one select line. So totally 5 select lines. Okay, in this way I have to write the designing part. Next problem. So just you have to finish this topic, multiplexers, with this problem. So see here, what has been realized: y is equal to a bar b, b c bar plus ABC using 8:1 multiplexers. Also realize the same with the 4:1 multiplexers, right? First write the logical expression for this, and so see here, this is 3 input. Here he is telling that 8:1 multiplexers. 8:1 multiplexers means how many control inputs are required? 3 control inputs are required. So this is the must. So but in this expression you have to realize that only third is ABC, means it has all the 3 control input. But in the first and second phase, what exactly, one of the control input is missing. Whichever the missing is there, no, that you have to take it, you have to adjust that. So see here, for example, a bar b, c is missing, no. So for to get that c means what we will do, c plus c bar, it will remains what exactly the same value, no, 1. For that reason here it is 1 instead of 1, is nothing is there means it is 1. So instead of 1 I am writing c plus c bar. So here c is missing, for that reason I am writing c bar plus c. So it doesn't make any difference to this above expression if I am adding this. Okay, anyhow you could know this basic simple replacement. Okay, so b bar c bar, a is missing, so simply what I am doing here, because of the I need to get 3 control input, for that reason I am doing this. Okay, so here a is missing, for that reason I need to add a bar plus a. So now it is what exactly, again you have to simplify this further, a bar b bar c bar plus a bar b c. So again you have to multiply this, will get this one, no. So this one you have to write it in what exactly the min terms. So 0 2 3 4 7. Okay, so hence generate the given logic function using 8:1 multiplexers. So see here, if d0 d2 d3 d4 d7 are 1 and d1 d5 d6 are 0, so corresponding output should be what? Okay, see here, this is 8:1 multiplexer, this is 4:1 multiplexers, right? So in this 4:1 multiplexers we find that d0 c and d1 is 1 and d2 is c and d3 is c, generates the given function. See here in this diagram, so 0 0 0 1 of the output should be 1 and 1 should be 0. It is d0 or d bar. 0 1 0 will get 1, 0 1 1 it should be 1. So here it is 1, I need to get as d1. So in the previous truth table we already seen this, no. So d bar, d1 d2 d3, last input should be what? The 7th, 0 to 7, no. So 7 should be what? D. So in this way how to write. don't confuse if it is first you have to observe the first function, what is the expression. So see the first he has stored using an 8:1 multiplexers and also 4:1 multiplexers he is telling. So for that reason, what exactly 8:1 multiplexers, 3 control inputs is a must. Here one of the control input is missing, whichever the missing term is there, no, you have to compensate with that C bar plus C. Here missing term is C, for that reason I am adding C bar plus C. Here missing term is A, I am adding A bar plus A. Like that you have to make the adjustment. Okay, after that, once the this is found, means you have to what exactly multiply inside and will get the min term expression. Just whatever the 0 2 3 4 7 is there, no, make those all inputs are 1, remainings are 0. Once this is done, means this is only your obtained result. Okay, like that you have to do for 4:1 multiplexers. Okay, 4:1 multiplexers, how we will do? So the same expression what we have obtained here for this expression. So here again you have to identify that for 4:1 multiplexers only 2 control inputs are there, but here 3 possible control inputs are there, ABC, 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 like that. So one of the control input you have to remove, that is C. Whatever the C term is there, no, you have to remove. For that reason, make this C bar independent. So only here first term is A bar B bar, C bar you have to make it independent. So A bar B and C bar make it independent, like that. So whatever D0 left out term is there, no, that is C bar. So whatever D1 is there, no, left out term is 1. So like that, whatever the left out term is there, no, you have to write the same thing to data inputs, directly connect to the data input to that particular. Okay, in this way you have to write. So the next is 3 state buffers will continue in the next class. Okay, thank you guys.